Hey everyone, today I'll be taking a look at the Marvel Legends Venom Let There Be Carnage Deluxe Carnage. Right off the bat, I can already tell this figure is worth every penny. He's just so big. Will say, I'm not the biggest fan of Venom Let There Be Carnage, but I love this guy's design in the movie, and I think he would look really good next to my Spider-Man No Way Home stuff. But take a look at the packaging, as you can see, big open window displaying the figure and all of his accessories. You got Venom Let There Be Carnage down there, his name across there, Marvel Legends, the Venom Let There Be Carnage right there, image of Venom on this, or Carnage I meant, on this side. You got another window, Marvel Legends on the back. You got like a movie poster there, it looks really, really good. And on the bottom you got barcode and other stuff, but very excited to get this guy open. So I really, really like the sculpt on this figure. The black paint over the veins look really, really good. He has these small little tendrils coming out of his arms, his shoulders, and his legs. They can poke you a little bit, so like kind of be careful when you're posing around. But this head sculpt, man, just looks so good. They did a really good job painting those teeth, and then the white on the eyes look really clean. Like, such a cool looking figure. They even painted some of the parts on the back as well. I wish they did like the whole back, just like they did with the chest, but honestly, it's all right for what you're getting here. It's definitely worth the money I paid for this. And just look how big he is. Here he is next to just a random Spider-Man, MCU Spider-Man figure. He's so tall. Like, he's so big, and he has some really, really nice weight to him. It does come with an alternate head. It has a tongue sticking out of it, and I think this looks really good as well. He had little things right here stretching, just to see how that looks on him. Oh, it's pretty tight. Hold on, gotta go behind the camera for this one. Ugh. There we go. Looks really, really good, but I probably will be displaying him with the more neutral head, I guess, because I think it just looks better. He has these two clawed hands out the box, but he does come with some options, you know, for the swap out. He has this really big like blade here. It's made out of a rubbery plastic that has that nice black as well. And you just pop the hand off. I just hit my light, pop the hand off, plug that on. I think that looks really good. It's a little bit bent out the package, but it can articulate as well. And then for this hand, you can plug this, like the blade's kind of like forming out of the hand, and then it turns into this, I guess. So that just plugs on as well, and it looks good. Then he also has 3 tendrils. He has one that is by itself, and it has this blade on it. And he has 2 that, let me move Carnage out of the way. He has 2 that are together. So he technically has 5 tendrils that can come out of his back. And this one has like a sword thing on it, I guess. This one has like a spike ball. This one has a spike thing, and then the sword looking thing as well. They're not painted. They don't have the black paint that the other accessories have, but still, it's fine. Let me just cut real quick so I can show you what it looks like on his back. Here's 2 out of the 3 tendrils on his back, and just zoom out a bit. It looks really, really good, man. You can get this guy in some pretty dynamic poses with all these things, and they're bendy wired too, so they can move around however you want it. That's really cool. Really, really cool. And I'm like so surprised that this guy was $40. Like, this guy was less than the Jean Grey Phoenix with the Firebird effect. And I think this guy is definitely worth way more than that figure. Like, oh my god. Like, this figure is just so good. For articulation, there's a dumbbell joint up in the head, but they made it to where like there's more room for it to move. Just getting this Spider-Man figure again, popping that head off. Look, see, there's not enough room. There's not a lot of room for that ball joint to move, but in this one, they left enough room in there, so Can articulate pretty well, can look up really far, look down really far. Got some very nice tilts, some rotation. Hinge at the shoulder, can go out to 90, can rotate around 360. It would have been nice to have butterfly joints in this guy, but I can see why they didn't, because like the holes where the tendrils have to peg into, it probably would have gotten in the way of that. So I much rather would have had the tendrils than butterfly joints. Bicep rotation, double jointed bend at the elbow, gets you that much range. Wrist rotation can hinge out and in. Do have a ball joint and an ab crunch. So he does get that much range going forward, that much range going back, and then you can get some tilt up there and some rotation. Ball joint at the hip, kicks up that far, kicks back that far, can go out, pretty decent. Thigh rotation, although it does really break up the sculpt there, so that's unfortunate. Out, just put myself with the thing. Double jointed bend at the knee, gets you that much range. Into the foot, can go forward, go back, and you also have ankle pivot. So very good articulation on this Carnage figure. Love the inclusion of this diaphragm and ab crunch on the torso. That's really, really nice. Measuring this Carnage figure to see how tall he is, he stands at roughly 9 inches tall. I think that puts him at a really good height next to all your other MCU characters. Here is Spider-Man. Here's Spider-Man. And of course, Spider-Man. I almost forgot Spider-Man. Here he is next to comic book Carnage, and I think this is really good translation into Jesus. Here he is next to comic book Carnage, and I think this is a really good transition from comic to live action. We're planning on putting this guy with your comic book figures for some odd reason. Here he is next to Black Suit Spider-Man. And he's almost as tall as the Marvel Legends Destroyer. Overall, I really love this Carnage figure. I didn't really love the movie that much, but I love Carnage's design. I think Hasbro did a really good job making him an action figure for him. And I don't really have any issues with this figure. I mean, I guess you could say that the tendrils kind of make him back heavy, meaning it's kind of hard for him to stand. But that's to be expected. So overall, I'm going to have to give this figure a 10 out of 10. Solid, man. It's a really good action figure. Anyway, that's it for this review. I'll see you next time. Bye.